Do you want to do it or should I do it?
Right, let me wait until it's actually recorded.
Right,
Recording ending.
Right, you go.
And it's live. There we go. Welcome back to the Get On This podcast with Derry Stewart and Alex Armstrong. There's a lot better introduction this time.
Yeah, we weren't faffing around for 15 minutes seeing if it would actually work or record. No, I think, we've hit our stride. Second one in, we know what we're doing now.
Yeah,
confident.
Experienced podcasters, mate.
Get us on the App Store, mate.
Oh, Joe Rogan's not reached out yet is beyond a joke.
Oh, Joe Rogan, mate. Joe Rogan or Ben Francis. Anyone famous.
We're coming for you, kids. But no, yeah, I think just a word on some of the feedback from podcast one days you just wanted to touch upon.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a bit of thanks, really. We sort of done it. To hit 100 listeners, I know it's not a lot to obviously, with Joe Rogan, but to two boys who literally just thought of doing it in lockdown, and all the feedback's been really good. So, just wanted to give a big shout out to everyone who's listened. Even if you haven't listened and just put it on while you've left your phone in another room. Just really wanted to say a quick thank you. Also give a shout out to Ellie for all the Instagram stuff. She's been holding it hostage, but she's done quite well with it. All the feedback's just been really good. So, here we are with episode number 2, and then we'll just keep going from there.
Yeah, and what can only be described as a huge episode this week, Des?
Well, it's the first real episode, so it's got to be. This is a bit of a big one. It's a bit of a hostile topic as well. The North v South.
Yeah, can see it getting very heated.
Oh, what is dinner? Is it tea? we'll go all into that. But I guess first of all, how have you been anyway this week then Alex?
Yeah, I've been good, mate. I think me and you both got a lot of university work going on at the moment. We're doing some sort of block teaching at my university, so it's sort of every 6 weeks. Every 6 weeks they have different topics and stuff like that. So I'm coming to the end of mine. So I've got a hand in on Friday, some portfolio thing, but we have to create a business, create an actual business. House of Happiness boxes. If you haven't got on it, get on it. But we've been doing that, and it's been a laugh, to be fair. It's a good experience. We have to source our products ourselves, and it's been carnage, but a good group of people I'm with as well. So it's been pretty good. Been busy doing that. Busy doing my runs as well. Strava, if you don't know, get to know. Absolutely love it, mate. Absolute athlete. Trying to be like one of our very good friends, Jack Stewart. But yeah, no, going on with that. But yeah, keeping myself busy, mate. How have you been getting on?
That is a joke, mate. Both of your times. You've got nice by apparently running a kilometre in 2 minutes or sub 250, whatever it was.
Bro, I'm not going to argue with the GPS, do you know what I mean? The data's there for all to see, bro.
But it's you at the end of a run just screaming into your phone. I wasn't that good. No, mate, been right, to be fair. Just had to have a diss hand back. It's just every day seems to be trying to do stuff to do with this. Been all right. Went for a bit of a kickabout today. Was there 10 minutes. Popped the ball. Good.
Is that the size of your legs or just because?
Oh mate, my legs were poetry in motion. There. That's exactly what I'm going to shout out to Harrison Brock Fitness for getting my leg gains on top. No, mate.
I've been paid for these.
If anyone does want to pay us, please.
Please.
We'll literally promote anything, even if we don't use it.
Will we? Mate, I'm so not.
Mate, if we got if you got beans, you would be set for life.
Beans and cheese, bro. Beans, cheese and yogurts is proper me at the moment. Absolutely smashing it. Yeah. From Aldi. Me and my housemate do a rotational per week of buying beans and cheese.
The essentials.
Yeah.
Big Bojo can't believe it. Only go out if you need essentials, Alex. Well, I've got to get my yogurts in.
Great, tell you, mate. Someone's got to keep it alive, Aldi.
Someone's got to keep Aldi afloat. We'll do it. Right. Well, we're going to aim for about 30 minutes, but we might go a bit over. So okay. North v South. A huge debate, I'd argue.
Huge debate is right. Perfect for our podcast, my friend.
What'd you say?
Tailor-made for me and you.
well, I mean, we were going to call it North East South, but we thought, you know, the get on this North East South, get on this lockdown. It just rolls off the tongue so much better.
Iconic, my friend.
Iconic. Right. Well, so we've got schools and upbringing, nightlife, and then a bit of an interesting one, I think, because we've both got quite thick ones. Not heads.
Wait.
Some
Mate, I hope
accents.
Ellie makes a bloody Instagram thing out of that one, mate. There should be like a Des's bad joke section on our Instagram. Jesus Christ.
Mate, I'm on fire. I don't have bad jokes. You just have bad comedic timing. And we've got accents and how it affects us. Go into a bit more about, you know, dinner or tea. Ali, do you want to kick it off and like where you went to school and everything? Your ends. Big up Huds.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, born in Manchester, then moved to Huddersfield when I was about, I think, sort of a year and a bit. So obviously, don't remember much of sort of being born in Manchester. Moved to a place called Huddersfield, which is moved to a place called Huddersfield, which is West Yorkshire. Grew up there, went to school, a place called Brighouse. And I'm not sure if it's the same as you, Des, but we have primary school and just like it goes into a high school. I don't know if you have like middle school or something like that. But it's just basically primary school. Then you go there until year 6, then basically go into what high school you want. And it's like done on catchment areas around here. So your postcode and stuff sort of depends on what high school you go to. But for me, because I went to a grammar school, yeah, I'll put that in. Had to do a test. Like it wasn't a paid one; it was like a selective one. So I had to do a test to get into that. So I got into that and went to Cross the Heath, which is in Halifax. So it was a lovely hour-long bus ride in the morning. So I was at 7:30 at the bus stop, which was lovely. Then yeah,
it's freezing. I bet it was so cold.
Yeah, and that's another thing that the South is absolutely one up on, mate. It is Baltic up here, proper freezing. It's just grey, bro. It's been grey for like the past week.
Yeah, to be fair, we've been quite bad. I think one of the funniest things though was like our first week of working and meeting each other, and we just come into work like an hour in and be like, mate, it's too hot. And then we'd go at lunch and compare sweat patches.
Right. The listeners don't want to know. Some horrible things going on.
Mate, I was horrible with shirts. I had to stop wearing them.
Yeah, but you were wearing absolute bro. You're wearing pink shirts. I mean, the sweat patches are inevitable.
Mate,
like,
it's just fashion. It was just so. That's what it is. No,
what's that just stitched on? Is that the smell? It's dead from the other side of the room. But yeah, no. So I did that, and then. And round here as well, I've been fair. Look, at loads of my friends, they're proper closed. So I live on sort of a like a little like off road, just off the main road, like a little cul-de-sac thing. And 2 of my best friends from like 15 years have lived. Yeah, brilliant. I've lived just on the roads next to mine as well, so it's quite good. So yeah, been fairly lucky with that, and I think it's up here, mate. It's pretty chill for sort of upbringing. Sort of go out, play footy with the boys down at the courts until the gypsies sold it. Absolute carnage. I'll pause that from Kirklees Council. Mate, it's been there for like 10 years. All they got to do is put some netting back.
So what is it? Did they literally just nick the metal netting?
So we've got like a playing fields down us. Where loads of gypsies like come, and obviously they sort of just either come on, knock on doors for washing machines or stuff you don't use, or using scrap metal and stuff. So they've just decided to take the top layer off the football court down by us, so the ball just goes out all the time because there's no like netting. So it's absolutely carnage. So that stopped. Mate, pretty.
That's ends. That's like Bugsy Malone ends. That's proper ends.
It used to be sick, but every Thursday, the council would come down and like hold sessions and stuff, and it was really good. But yeah, no, I did that, and a lot of footy. To be fair, I think that was most of my upbringing up here. It was proper football orientated. Like every Friday, it'd be football tournaments and stuff like that. So yeah, I was doing a lot of
that.
Yeah. School car, mate. Just good. A lot of. I'm not sure if there's any differentiation. What a word. Within like subjects and stuff like that in the north and south, like what they teach and stuff. They were sort of normal stuff.
You're doing like poetry, like potions, like Harry Potter, spells and potions. No,
spells Shakespeare, mate.
To be or not to be. That is Shakespeare, right? Yeah.
To be a Barth or to be not a Barth.
to have dinner or have tea. That is the question. No, mate. Yeah, fairs. Yeah, to be fair, like quite I guess similar. Like moved to Essex when I was like, well, really young.
Yeah, it's both interesting as well. Both our families from Ireland as well. That's quite an interesting thing. But I
Big
don't
up
think
for
we've
that.
talked about how we met, have we? We talked about how we met. We talked
Well, we
about how we
did.
met toothbrush and stuff, but not talked about like the Fermanagh connections and stuff. Because that's
That
weird
can,
if you think about it.
that can be another one, but we'll give a bit of a teaser. Um, yeah, basically, mine and Alex's families are both from the coast of
Maybe
Fermanagh.
we're actually related. Imagine that. Be nuts that.
No, that's stuff you get on. It's not a Netflix documentary, mate. It's a podcast in our front
Yeah,
in
you
our
know, Ant
bedroom.
and Dec, where they like find themselves. That's me and you.
And
Man. Off to their own land.
Van and Deck.
Oh, the boys, man.
No, yeah, it was I guess like similar. Like, yeah, literally, mum and moved over. Oh, when they were like younger. Obviously born in London. Lived there for literally probably like the same as you, like 2-3 years sort of ish. I remember I come to St Helens, my primary school in.
I thought you meant the place near Wigan.
No, not in the
North, I was
north,
like, bloody hell.
mate. I've been
It's
all
like,
over
bloody
the
hell,
game.
about that. That is proper rough, that around there, bro. So
That's
I,
it. That's ends.
went,
Is it?
imagine I went to Wigan once, yeah, get on this. I went with my dad. He was having some job interview there. I went there and did,
What?
what
What
was it? We went to,
you went for a job interview with your
no,
dad?
no, my dad was having one, a job interview. And I was just off university at the time. I think it might be the first year. I think I was just at home, so I was like, "Oh, I'll come with you for a day." So we went to like Revs beforehand, and
Get him all prepped for the interview.
yeah, come on, son. And like on the road, bro, a rat, yeah. So we've come out of Revs, and a rat has ran up this woman's leg in Wigan. This like ran up, mate. It was yeah, proper crazy, bro.
I bet you
What I
shat
think about
yourself.
think of Wigan. I was just like, what's going on? Like it was just in the middle of the day as well. It's like you probably don't expect to see a massive rat flying about. Right, anyway.
And then yeah, I mean, like I went to be fair, I went to like a Catholic school for secondary school. So yeah,
Jesus.
to be fair, people who are listening to this won't see what we've just done. So I feel like we just made a sign of the cross. Anyway, no, so like my school, we had to basically like go to church enough times to get picked to school.
What?
Yeah, because like, so my mum really wanted my brother to go to the school I went to, and I didn't want to go. I wanted to go with like my brother, like where my brother went. I think just because of like it was so much closer to me. Like it was literally like 10 minutes from where I lived, and the school I went to, I had to get like a bus and everything. So yeah, like we had to go church like enough times that the priest started to recognise us.
Was this primary or secondary?
No, secondary, primary. I think we just went like straight in. But then yeah, for secondary, so I went to Campion, in
Going to
Hornchurch.
restaurant to Australia.
Yeah,
Fun fact for everyone listening: Des absolutely loves telling people he's been to Australia.
mate, it's like my one like big achievement in life. Leave me alone. But no, yeah, no, like it was good. Like it was a all boys school, so like a lot of times people always going about,
What?
yeah, mate, you know this.
Well, did you go to a mixed sixth form?
Yeah, it was mixed. It was mixed sixth form, but like by that time, when like girls come in, like everyone was still just too immature.
I bet you
So, like,
couldn't believe it, mate.
no, mate, no, I was just farting in class.
No, anyway.
At least now I had to try and hide it a bit. No,
This now you got eat on the unit.
yeah. But no, like it was good to be fair, but like yeah, it was just it was a bit strict. Like you couldn't have your hair cut a certain way. Wasn't allowed a beard.
What sort of beard were you growing in bloody secondary school?
No, but like even like like the little like what you get the stubble.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll let you have that one.
In when it got to like sixth form, they'd just be like, oh, you've got to get rid of it. So like you'd get away with it, but like they'd just be a bit like, no, what are you doing? Had PE and games. Oh mate, what is it? Figure of eight, circuit figure of eight. To put it in perspective, the 1st of December every year we had to do like a run. And mate, this isn't running with like Strava, like your earphones. This is running in like a PE vest,
Yeah.
shorts. and it would be freezing, and you literally had to run around just a field, and it was like oh, like you'd never like. To be honest, all like the wannabe roadmen and bad kids would get it off school. I was like, no, I was absolutely shatting myself. To be honest, mate, I was a bit of a neek. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
You was.
Yeah, mate. Like,
You love Marvel and that, don't you?
yeah, but that's got nothing to do with it, mate. What? I was just sat there playing with toys at break.
Well, no, but I can imagine you like not being a neat, but I don't know.
Nah, I'm definitely. Go on.
I reckon you were a good boy, man. I reckon our teachers
Mate, yeah. I think I got that one after school, and oh
What?
my god, I remember when I told my mum, I was petrified.
Mate, I used to get them all. Imagine this, yeah, I got them, yeah, because I used to go to. How funny is this? So if you were late 3 times in a week, you have to get after school detention, right?
Yeah.
So my mate, we proper thought strategically. So there were assemblies Mondays and Tuesday. So we'd get off the bus and go Tesco on Mondays and Tuesday, and so we were only late twice a week, so we wouldn't get after school. And then we'd still sort of go to Tesco, get bourbons, then sell them on the school bus. So just get a pack of
Mate,
bourbons for 38p
yeah.
and sell one bourbon for like 20p to like year eight. It's like, this is unbelievable.
Entrepreneurship from day
yeah.
one. Mate, Adrian, that used to go on all the time in my school, and it was always Lucas aids,
Was it?
Kit Kat Chunkies,
Yeah.
and you know, like the £1 cookies, what like Tesco and Sainsbury's make.
Yeah.
Adrian Carter used to make pea. He used to come in, I'll never like a big red bag, and you just have a swarm of kids around him at break. But like it wasn't allowed at our school. They'd like basically tell you off. They'd be like, you're not allowed to sell on school grounds.
Yeah.
I think it was because they were trying to be all healthy and everything. What about school? What do you have like for school, like dinners or like lunch?
Right, let me quickly go back to the story, bourbon story, right? So we've gone, so we've been doing this we're doing this for like sort of 3 months, and one day our head of years called us into office.
You're shitting yourself.
Me and my mate, right? So he's gone in here and he's gone, oh, you're right. The geezer, the head of year was proper sound, so we got on him quite well. He like knew us, like he'd come in like banter us, like he'd come in for after school detention slips. And he'd come in and give them out, and he'd be like, "Oh, none for you two this week, boys." He'd be like, "Oh no, we're joking," and hand us out. So he's like, "Yeah, great, cheers."
1-0.
Yeah,
1-0 for him.
So we came coming to his office. He's like, "Boys, sit down," and he's pulled up our attendance record. And for every single Monday and Thursday for the past 2 months, we've been late. And he's like, "Boys, what do you think we're doing?" And me and him were like, "Oh, well, we're not late 3 times in a week." And he's like, "That's an after school for 3 days in a row." So imagine got 3 days after school for that, mate. You just have to get the train home from Halifax. So we'll just feel a proper train and walk home. Me it, mate. But yeah, for school dinners. So at high school, because obviously I didn't go to sixth form. I did sixth form, but I played footy in it. So they had
bang ball.
Yeah, did I? What was school dinners? I remember it just pasta pots, mate. Used to absolutely
them pasta king things.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Used to have basilico and pomodoro sauce, and I was an absolute fiend for it, mate. Used to have to try and hide the cheese because the cheese was like 30p. I was like, I'm not paying that. So I used to stick it in my blazer pocket and that.
Nah, mate. We to be fair, mate, we had like we had like really good food. To be fair, like I just remember like I barely got school dinners. Mate, my lunch used to be so depressing. My lunch used to literally be 2 cheese rolls, and that was it.
Really?
Like, I used to be starved. I'd get so hungry, I'd eat them at break, and then by the time lunch come round, I was like, "What am I gonna do?" So like, I tried to waste time, and then you'd have rugby track, mate. Honestly, like, I don't know how I like survived on it. Basically,
Yeah, Sally used to do packed lunches then.
Yeah, like my mum. To be fair, my dad done them. My dad would always do them.
Man, like Eddie, man.
Big Eddie. I knew my mum would do it because I'd get like a pasta pot or something. Like she'd make like.
Your dad wouldn't care.
The dad would just butter 2 bits of bread, stick them together, and say, "Off you go, mate." But I remember as well. I went to my dad. I was like, "Can you start making me more?" And he was like, "If you want to get up and do them, be my guest." I was like, "Yeah, fairs, mate. Like you win." But they used to get all crumbled in my bag, and oh mate, it was so irritating.
You got to get
and then at sixth form, so like we didn't call it high school, we just called it secondary school. So you'd go primary, secondary, sixth form, or college.
Okay. It's called high school around us for some reason.
Yeah, it's because you're weird.
Wait.
and everything's reversed up there. The only
What's up, mate?
to be fair, mate, like the only real difference it sounds like was that I had to study RE, done RE all the way up to A level, Father
I think that's
Stewart.
probably because you were a Catholic school, though, right? That's
Yeah.
not necessarily just because it was down south.
No, mate, that's what everyone's down south's like a religious nut.
Priest.
Oh, Father.
Father Ted.
Father Ted.
What
Correct.
show like you, by the way?
No, we just used to like have RE. To be fair, I enjoyed RE, and then when I picked it for A level, it was just an easy pick. Like it was, the exam was you literally have like they'd give you a question, and you would have an essay pre-prepared.
Like a
So you just
senior
have to,
exam.
yeah, you just have to learn the essay off by heart.
Yeah, RS was. I got an A in RS. Did it at GCSE. Imagine my dad was like, for every A you get, I'll give you 50 quid. I got an A in RS, and he was like, RS isn't a real subject. What?
You
He was like,
can't
what do you want to be a priest? I was like, well, I've got qualifications too.
you signed the dotted line and everything.
Trust me, not sorting me out. But yeah, no, to be fair, it was quite good. I think all the schools, I was looking at the schools I went to. I think they're all primary and secondary school, both good. And it's a bit weird as well. I think it's weird for people that have to move homes and stuff. So I was fortunate not to be one of them. You know, you have to go to a different school and stuff.
Yeah, to be fair, like that was my like main reason, because I went sixth form, the same place we went secondary. Like you could just roll on. It's just, mate, like you know everyone there, like you know the teachers. It's just so much easier, really. Like to actually like just stay in the same place.
Yeah, no, for sure. Similar, mate.
Yeah, does, to be fair. Then right, so what did you say about nightlife? Because let's get into the real.
This is my favourite topic. I can't wait for this. Because bearing in mind, right?
Oh God, you're off on mine. I'm just gonna let you go with this one.
So I've had many a night out in both. I've gone as far north as Newcastle, and had a couple of nights out there, and I've obviously been to Bournemouth as well. So literally opposite ends of the country.
Oh yeah, you have been, haven't you? I just completely forgot about that.
I've been to Southampton as well, and I went to Southampton on a night out when I was working there. But yeah, so I've been there, and all I can say, mate, is up north is 100% better, because what you're not doing for most of the night is checking how much money you've paid for and how much money you've spent. Down south, I think I can speak for both of us. In London was an absolute, well, it depends. If you have a lot of money, London's a great place to go, right? There's lovely bars and lovely buildings and stuff. But how much did we pay for 2 double vodka lemonades and 2 sambucas? 30 something.
Oh, that was the most expensive apology pint I've ever had to pay for in my life.
I'll tell you what, thoroughly deserved as well. I did.
Yeah, it was, to be fair. That was but to be fair, that was that good night Josephine, whatever you call it. For
no, that wasn't that. That was at a different bar, though, wasn't it? We actually got the drinks at a different bar. That tonight Josephine thing wasn't that bad. That was like a prepaid. We'd already paid for our drinks there, I think.
Yeah, I think like London's quite. I think like London's good for like the view. London's good for like the Instagram.
Yeah,
I think
very
like
500 place, bro.
Yeah, and like going out, like it's nice because like you've literally got so many options. But even like the spoons are quite like done up. Like they're quite classy, to be fair.
Tell you what, the best spoons I've ever been to is in Cambridge. When I went to one in Oxford as well with Bert. It's really, really nice.
I've never been.
Yeah, up north, I just feel like Newcastle, mate. What a night out that is! I'll have to take you there. There's three trebles vodka lemonades for £5.65 and I've been to Mali of 10 days. I've been on loads. Love a night out, right? That's the best deal I've ever got in my entire life. You have to down one there because you can't hold 3. You got to down at the bar. Then no drink 2 drinks.
You can't have 2, otherwise you're double parked.
Exactly, bro, and it's trebles as well. Like you don't even get like trebles that often in any bars. But there's a few places in Newcastle, like House of Smith, Bijou, and something like that. Some of the bars are just so good, and everyone's so sound there as well. Did throw open a club in Newcastle though. So
you did?
Yeah, did that.
Did you to be fair, did I hear what? Sorry.
Did you hear about the trebles? Of course I did.
Yeah, knowing you as well.
But yeah,
I get off the train at Bournemouth. We threw up just outside. Horrible.
But yeah, that train journey was bad. But my my nights out down south, I did enjoy them though. I enjoyed Reading Revs when they used to come out with the free shots and stuff like that.
Yeah,
We
mate, we
that
were
thing,
we were disgusting. We were just swarm. That poor girl with that shot stick has never seen so many hands in such a short space
yeah,
of time.
yeah. Just for everyone listening, in Revs down in Reading, they came out with like a massive board filled with shots, like little index
You
with
had to
shots
like
in.
limbo under it or something, but
Just
she'd
yeah,
only care for like the first
yeah,
person.
just a
After that, it
limbo.
was just
Yeah, and you're only allowed one shot each. Then after sort of 4 minutes of her carrying around this big heavy wooden plank, she just let anyone have in. So we literally used to get at least sort of 6 free shots on a night. It's been great.
just follow
But
her
that
around.
yeah, but what I wanted, well, probably not. What I wanted to hear about as well was you went to Manchester, didn't you? End up in a few pubs up there.
Yeah, like I think I've been Manchester literally twice. Once was with my brother and my dad to watch United. And then the second time I went just for work, but then also ended up watching United as a under 16 in the Europa League. I've got the ticket here actually. 27th of February I went, 2020.
Yeah.
Cost me 20 quid to go.
So
And then
bad. Yeah,
this
took you to
was
I took you well, just for a bit of pre-context. You work up there at the UA92 thing, weren't we, doing some Microsoft
mm,
thing.
mm.
And Des was like, "Oh, I'm off to Manchester. Like, what shall I do?" So I was straight on the FaceTime, waiting to tell him which bars to go to. There's some in Manchester. There's some like hidden bars near Piccadilly. If anyone knows Manchester, Piccadilly, like the main train station. But there's one bar called Bar Rouge, which really one of my other mates absolutely love. It's £1 69
Was that
pints,
the yeah? I remember going there.
and
I
I've
had like go on.
and I've seen absolute licorice all sorts in that place, mate. I've seen people throwing up into pints. I've seen, mate, it's proper. Just like a proper boozer. But it's
Yeah.
like a proper secret. Like if you know about it, you know about it, but otherwise you wouldn't know about it. But you
Well,
went there, didn't you?
yeah, it was one of them. Like I walked in, and it was almost like in a film. Like I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, hello, can I have a pint of Carling?" And they just all turned around and were like, "You're not from around here." And I was like, "Oh God, like I've been caught out." No, and then I just remember the people up there. Like it's one of the things that we've got here. Like who's more friendly? Like 24 votes for the north and 7 for the south. Mate, like the people up north are just so much nicer. Like I didn't know where I was going. I was so confused. And I went up to this bouncer and I was like, God, I walked away and I was like, I'm convinced that was just Bugsy Malone because the way he was talking was exactly the same.
Yeah.
But it was literally like I went up to his random group of lads and I was like, oh, like, excuse me. I was like, I've got no idea how to get to Old Trafford. Is there a way to do it or anything like that? And they were just like, oh, oh yeah, like, car, just come with us. So I just ended up talking to them and it was just a good night. Like, yeah, it was easy up there. I went to the gym actually. Was just able. I literally
Legend.
just went. Yeah, I literally just said I was like, oh, I'm here literally for like 2 days. Can I just come for one session? Got to get them legs don't grow themselves, mate.
Shut up, mate.
But no, I think the south and London's better for like. It's definitely better for like.
There's a lot more stuff going on down south, right? In
Yeah.
London and stuff like that, wherever we went. But one thing that I just really didn't take to at all was the tube. I think once you master
Oh,
that, you
you were
sort of master London.
horrible.
Yeah, but I genuinely, it's just a sweaty, and you're literally shoulder to shoulder people, and everyone's just in a rush to go place. I just really didn't enjoy getting that. Because obviously we had to go and work in London quite a bit,
Mm.
and everyone else sort of gassed to go there. But I was really sort of, oh, do I have to?
That really reminded me. Do you know that kid Russell from Up?
Yeah,
Like with like the flag backpack. I
yeah,
remember like just walking, like trying to get to the XL with you was such a nightmare.
yeah.
And I was just like screaming in the middle of and then we got on the wrong train or something, or we thought we had.
Yeah, mate, it was an absolute. My bag got like caught in the doors at one
Oh
point.
mate, yeah, you're back.
But bearing in
The
mind, this
doors
is
were
like,
shutting, and
yeah,
you've just got shut, and it was at like 7 a.m. Like it was early.
yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
so.
You have to get up at a horrendous time to get from Reading to London for 9. But used to, bear in mind, this is literally the second ever time in my life that I've been to London. The first time was when I was about 7, so not remember anything.
Yeah.
So going back there, it was just a bit. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy it to be fair, but I think if I get the handle of the tube, and actually sort of understand what areas to go to and what areas not to and stuff, it'd be a bit better. But
I think that's I think like that sort of like I think I take the fact that I live so close to London almost for granted. I think everyone in like Essex sort of does. Like I'm literally 20 minutes tube tops really into like Liverpool Street.
Would you go
Like
into London then on a weekend, then, or would you literally not really unless something was?
no, because you haven't got the money. Because
Yeah,
if the thing is with London, like it's nice, but you're paying literally like at least a fiver a pint. I've had some good night. I've had some jokes nights with more with uni mates to be honest
yeah,
in London, like Luke, Luke and Alex. Oh mate, it was so like we just went around London, and I think we just done laps. But
yeah,
it was just so funny, and it was just one of them where like a couple drinks in, everyone's a lot nicer. But like at the start, people are a bit like, and there's certain places like I wouldn't like. There's certain places I wouldn't go in London. Like I wouldn't go out just because it's such a trek to get home, and like it's just one of them. Like if you don't get the night tube, like me and Kirsten, oh my god, like we went out once and we were literally sat in Liverpool Street Station at like 3 a.m. and we had to get the bus back from London to Essex, and it was the biggest.
yeah.
Like, oh my god! Like
Ex-
Kirsten fell asleep. I took Kirsten's bag and tied it around my ankle. Like
yeah,
that was how on job it was. I think
great,
we got to Kirsten's at like 7 a.m.
great from you. Yeah, and that's another great part about London. Completely forgot about that. But do you remember after that Jess's birthday, trying to get home?
Oh yeah, you all
After that,
kept ringing me because
me
I
and
went.
Rob,
I went home.
yeah, me and Rob got ended up stranded in the station. What station was it? Did we go to? I think it might have been Piccadilly.
It would have been
Uh,
like Piccadilly.
Yeah, I think we got stranded there and had to end up sort of waiting. And bearing in mind we're in shirts and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. We had to wait there for like 2 hours. No food places open, nothing's open. We have to wait there for 2 hours for the like train to come. It was like the longest train ever. And that's happened a few times to me being stuck in London. And Jess ended up obviously we do sort of a lot of work things and I tend to go free bar, mate. Free bar to me isn't
Be careful what you say, mate, just in case.
yeah. But basically someone says free bar to me, it's like right, okay then. Let's see how many we can get down us. But we ended up in London a few times, and that is a massive pain. Is trying to find all these different night tubes and stuff like that. It's just an absolute nightmare.
It's the way home. What like ruins London? It's just the way home.
Yeah, and it's the travelling in as well, and it's just long.
Yeah. Right. We put a couple things up on Instagram, and we'll get your opinion. Actually, we'll get both our opinions, and then we'll go into like a bit more. So, where would you say the north starts?
The north, I'd say anywhere probably north of Birmingham. So
Right.
sort of Manchester, Sheffield, sort of that really.
Right. So we've got Birmingham above the Midlands, like it should. North is Stoke upwards. Where's Stoke? Is that like north?
No, so it's sort of near Manchester. It's just a bit above the Midlands. It's not too far. I don't know. I don't know why they picked Stoke. That's such a bizarre reference point.
He just went north is Stoke upwards, south is Gloucester downwards, but forgot the Midlands in between.
Never even heard of Gloucester.
I think mate, I'm awful. After Birmingham, Watford, I'd agree with that.
What?
To me, anything literally north of London is north. Evie,
is that genuine your point of view? There, anything north of London?
Not really, but like, yeah.
What, mate? It's mental.
Mate, to me, honestly, it's London, then Manchester. Like, I don't know anything in the Midlands. I'm so bad.
I can't believe you just said that.
You're
gonna get absolute dogs abuse after this. I'll tell you what, I'm here for it as well.
Yeah, but mate, I think I passed through. I went through Birmingham once at work, and I was like, I was like, wow, the air up here is so much cleaner.
Shut up, mate. More trees than that, bro.
Watford, Crewe, Watford again. Birmingham. A lot of people saying Birmingham. Anywhere above Nottingham.
Nottingham's not a bad shot, actually.
That was Dan, to be fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
Anything above the Midlands, interesting. So better night out, we've touched on. Right. How would you say Barth?
Bath.
So how do you say it?
Bath. Off to Bath.
Oh, I think at the end, I think we should try and do each other's accents for like a sentence or two. We'll do like an introduction of each other with the accent.
We'll
give that a go.
doesn't make sense to me why you'd say Barth, because there's no
Bath.
R in it, bro.
Yeah, but Bath.
Where's
Like,
the
you have a
R?
bath.
You're having a bath.
Yeah, but then you just go on Bath.
What do you mean, bro? That's how it's spelled. That don't
Nah,
make sense. Just
Bath.
add in letters.
But a couple of people on my Instagram have voted Bath or Bath, and I'm like, you don't say it like that. I know how you say it. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
That's what I mean. I feel like nowadays, right? And this is an interesting topic as well. I feel like it's cool to be from up north. I feel like, well,
no,
not cool.
I feel like you treat yourselves as like the proper underdogs of the country.
Exactly that, which we are though, fam.
Oh my god! It was when
What?
the whole tier thing come out. Boris was coming for smoke
Mate,
at the north.
there was no surprise, bro. No surprise from anyone up here. We literally, all you man down there have it absolutely luxury. You've got tubes in that in London. Got it all. Mate, the amount of investment that goes into there is an absolute joke. We've been waiting on a railway.
Oh god, I've really touched a nerve here.
Yeah, you have, mate. We've been waiting on this for absolute years. What is the government doing? Is my honest view.
Yeah. Alex for president, prime minister. I've had a bear.
Oh, it's not my.
I've had such a bear.
President, mate, I'm off to America, me lads. I told my missus, right? I was like, oh, I might go into politics, me. And she was like, oh, I'll break up with you if you do. I was like, all right, sis. But I think I'd be all right, mate. I think.
I don't know. You haven't got the airline for it. Boom, 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 boom. Shoot him, McGavin.
Shut up.
Right, yeah. Who's more friendly? We've touched on. I'd
No.
100% say North.
It's not in the question. Down south people, and they're all in a rush to get there.
Anything else to say? Let us know, mate. A lot of people want the Midlands, but then where does the Midlands start then?
Yeah, so it's like, mate, we have to get a map up, mate. It's like
You can get that up.
I'll do it. Someone's got to do it.
Shout out to Charlie who asked that. Best
Tell you
part.
what as well, Dave, you missed the part. I'm too good looking to be a politician, mate.
Ah, right, here we go. Humble.
I mean, the map's not coming up. But basically, Midlands, obviously, like Cov, Brum, and places like that as well. Big places, but just sort of in between. Hence the Midlands. But then, as we spoke to Dan, right, and he was sort of indifferent about North and South, and he's from the Midlands.
I know, but if you're from the Midlands, yeah, what do you go with? I think the Midlands are always forgotten about though. Like even me, I'm literally like London, Manchester.
For sure, literally. I mean, there was a funny thing, right? I can't remember what it was. I think it was on like the tab or something on Facebook, where it was like they've gone round asking different cities what the number 2 city is in England.
Oh, I've seen this.
Yeah,
yeah.
And like people in Liverpool were saying Liverpool, people in Birmingham were saying Birmingham. And there was a really cool thing of people in Manchester were saying London for number 2. Like, so obviously like, they're number 1. It probably made me laugh. I was like, yeah, fuck off London, mate.
I mean, you just are going to be working there like in a year. But no, I think I don't know. To be honest, I feel Corona's sort of done us dirty because we were going to have a big Northern reunion because I've never been on a night out. Another thing what's weird is you get like red stripe. Like you get you're allowed cans.
Yeah.
Like that is so weird to me.
Yeah, so get on this first year, right? This place called Antwerp Mansion Days, and they had to shut it down after first year. But what a gaff this was.
2 months skanking.
Mate, it was a proper horrible place, but generally where something's just like proper like ravey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Proper yeah. Yeah. But it was like red stripe, class, mate. Yeah, I don't really dance. It's just a lot of like cocktails not down south, isn't it, really?
Yeah, but I associate red stripe now with like northern people.
Yeah, see, I don't drink it too much, to be honest with you. Like if I was at a place, but it's just what it's always warm as well. That's the thing. Yeah, well, when you're in the club, mate. Yeah.
Northern accent is peng. Yeah, I've had a lot of people say. Interesting one. Do you think you sound like H or H sounds like you?
H sounds like me, mate.
I'm not surprised at that. But I think half the reason he's got as good as he has so quickly is because of his accent, because he sounds so different.
Exactly that. And that's the thing with loads of like northern people, right? There's a lot of like we all like sort of help support each other and help each other up as well. But it's also because there's not many of us in like the mainstream.
I mean, it's really like, him and Bugsy Malone.
Exactly, that's it. for the artists, and then for even it goes into fields like actors and stuff like that as well. We got Sean, what's his name? Sean Bean.
That geezer always dies.
Yeah. In sort of Gladiator and stuff. Is it him? I'm not sure, but it's basically
He's in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
But sort of he's like big from round here and stuff like that. But that's the thing, because there's not many people, it's sort of a bit more individual, and a lot of people from up here really do sort of tie into it more than just another London artist, right? Because if there was another London artist that came out round by you, you'd be like, oh yeah, like I live near them, but I'm not sort of like they're the people, because I like listening to all these different people. Where we've only got two choices. We've got loads of other like Manny artists as well, like Meeks and stuff like that, which like you and people down there probably won't have heard of. But just a bit bigger up here and stuff like that. So,
but even like the Gallagher's is fucking huge up here. Like everyone loves them. Like literally everyone's like, oh yeah, like still listen to them. And I don't know. I just don't think. I think like round here probably because like you said, we've got. I mean, like personally, you've got Dave, Fredo, Jay Huss. Like that's instantly. Drake's basically from London at this point. Yeah. Like just a wannabe roadman. And then even then, like there's new ones coming like literally every year. Like Gets released an album, very good album. Like there's even if you go on like Apple Music or Spotify, it's literally like London songs, and it's just all like it just gets updated all the time. And then you've literally got like who is it? Literally like H, Bugsy, like I said, Gallagher's. Yeah, and that's really it.
Yeah, it is, mate. I just think the less people, the sort of more an area sort of gets behind them and wants to support them and stuff. I think that's what's just happened here. But it's a good point on accents as well. Do you think? Because obviously for me, coming down south, and there's only sort of there was 58 or so interns at the company we worked for, and then how many of them were from the north? Sort of maybe less.
Less. Bob.
Me, Bob, from north. We had Amrit, Michelle.
And then if you're going to count like people like in Birmingham, and you've obviously got like loads more, but then again that depends. Like people like Jess and
like Laura as well, like who have a really Scottish accent. But apart from that, people there wasn't too many of us, so it's a bit weird for me. It's the first time obviously in my life that I've been somewhere where my accent's not the normal one.
I mean, I couldn't understand you when we first met.
Yeah, exactly that.
I couldn't understand you.
And it's proper weird, especially when even on the football team socials, right? And me and Bob are there, and we're going out, and we're being told that people are going to treat us differently, and we're being told that by other employees. It's just a bit weird. So it's a bit bizarre on that aspect, and I think that if you're sort of one of the only ones, which applies to sort of everything as well, it applies to all discrimination, but if you're one of the only ones, you've got to tread a bit more carefully, which was just a bit of a weird concept to me. But especially even your accent, I feel like Towie's giving Essex accent such a horrible name.
Yeah, mate, this is the thing, and as well, I think like I was in like no one else from, even though like the majority of them were from like down south. Like
mate,
no one else
talks like an absolute geezer, lemon squeezer like you do, bro. You sound like you were born on the market selling geese.
Me and Tom Skinner, mate, meant to be. No, like no, Towie's definitely given it like such a bad reputation. Like it's just because I don't know, and obviously like there is certain things like if I'm in an interview, I'll try and be a bit more like.
We've got to say exactly that. That's a great point, Des. We've got to say because we've done meetings together and introduced ourselves to different people, we've got to create a comedy value to where we're from. Sort of say, you can probably tell by the accent, I'm from Manchester, I'm from Essex, and that obviously makes people laugh. But it's also other people don't have to do it.
Yeah, like, if I'm honest, every interview or every time like I meet someone, it's almost like a bit of a script. I just go like, oh, my name's Derek Stewart. From like studying at Bournemouth University, from Essex, but you could probably tell that because of my accent. Ha ha ha. Yeah. And then some people laugh. Yeah, basically. But like, I think there was a couple of interviews I went for because I wasn't going to go uni, and I remember they were like,
not smart enough. Oh, not enough hair.
Too much hair, actually. I had the Bieber mop.
Wow.
To hide everything at the back, all the problems.
Absolute spotlight, mate.
But no, like I think accents is like, it's one of them. It's just like an adjustment period. Like Laura, like I was always like, oh, Laura. Like it was proper Scottish. But then like after you speak to someone for like 5-10 minutes, it sort of goes away. But even when you come down and saw me, I was like, oh, he sounds very man. And like we talk on the phone like probably 4 or 5 times a week, like at least.
Yeah.
Now we're just recording some of it to hear everyone else here think of a shite.
Yeah, to everyone else. Yeah.
So everyone else can hear the shite we talk about.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it does. I think it changed as well, right? When I came back up here, everyone from working down there, it was a bit harder for me to come home. So I used to go home sort of every couple of months. When I come back in, I'm like, oh, you sound a bit different. You sound a bit posh and stuff. And you're thinking, what the hell? I go down there and I'm rough as shite, and then come back up here and I'm posh. You can't win, mate. Proper can't win.
Shit, man. To be fair, but one thing I want to touch on, I think is quite funny, was your mate. Oh, let me just get it up. Your mate, I think Lou. Oh God, my fingers. Let me just. And he said, North's got the friendlier people. Here it is. North is the better people, and South is the fitter birds. Opinions, or do you not want to be in the doghouse?
I don't know, mate. I think like it's more of a sort of posh vibe on this. It's just different types of women, though. My
wow, women.
Yeah, that's me all over nowadays. Tell you, mate. Obviously, my absolutely beautiful girlfriend from up north, but just like by Huddersfield and Manchester as well. But down south, yeah, some good-looking girls, mate. What did you feel about it when you came up north? Did you notice it? Especially not being on night out, so you won't really notice
Well, I think I haven't really, and obviously now I'm in a very happy and loving, committed relationship. Just got to throw that in there because she literally edits half of the videos.
Can you tell we've got girlfriends? Yeah. But no, yeah.
No,
but I think this is the place. Down south, there's a lot more sort of, as we touched on, cocktail places and stuff like that. So there's a lot of sort of higher.
I think girls down south will get almost like more ready for a night out.
Great point. Up north, yeah, it don't matter. It's all about pre-drinks anyway. Right, if you get after pre-drinks, you have to spend too much when you're out and stuff. So it's more about the actual sort of going out and trying to have fun. Whereas that's what I found actually down south. There's a lot more emphasis. Not on me. Yeah, not on me and you. Or to be fair, not on me, you, Bobber, or most of the boys, but there's a lot of like, oh, you're going to get with someone tonight. And it's been like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm just going to go out and have a good time. But there's a lot more of like, oh, you're going to get with this person. I know. And just sort of creating that, oh, well, if you don't get with someone, it's not a good night out. And it's just bizarre.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think that's everywhere you go. But like, I know what you mean. I think down here is a lot more like, right, pre-drinks is pre. Like, don't get too rat ass because you won't get let in.
Yeah.
And then like it's always like, oh right, well, you know, like oh, like let's proper get ready. Like it's not like a simple, I'll throw on a t-shirt. Like when I had hair, used to proper do my hair and everything. Even like little things like, oh, but what I'd give for a fucking night out.
Exactly what literally. I can't remember pre-drinks, fam. Can't remember last night we had was what, St. Paddy's? Oh well, obviously
our last night out was the bonkers bingo where no one else turned up. Where literally we were the only table.
Fucking living it large. And I tell you what, I'm so happy we did it as well.
Yeah.
Imagine if we would have absolutely shot like everyone else did, it would have been shambles, but yeah, no, I did enjoy that. I think yeah, it's just different. There's different geezers as well down south. I think it's not just sort of girls, but down south there's some good looking boys, man. Like some of the geezers on the internet, like it's just all the curtains and that down south, isn't it?
Yeah, curtains, shirts,
different, yeah,
loafers,
curtains, wrap shirts, and it's just definitely, well, it's not you, it's not me. It's just like, just like an absolute melt. That's just what I thought about when I see most of the geezers, just like, oh mate, you're like an absolute melt. But they're probably looking at me going, mate, what sort of northern villages he crawled out of? me and you coming up there arguing about him, like saying they've still have vodka and that.
Oh mate, yeah. It's just, I think it's literally just difference of like both almost like a bit of upbringing and then everything like that. No, I think, to be honest, I think we'll call it a day there because I think we've covered literally everything.
Yeah, just last thing, I think the North is 100% better. I literally can't literally fathom any explanation as to why it's not. If Manchester had the same sort of financial
Back in.
like power as London does, the North would be 100% better because everything's better up here. It's cheaper, cost of living's cheaper, the people are friendlier.
You love a Greg's.
Greg, do we love a Greg's? Me man love a Waitrose and Pret and all them ones. It's just a bit of a myth.
Waitrose and Pret, what a joker. No, I think to be honest, like, I don't know because I feel like I've literally.
Would you like to live up north when you're older?
To be honest, mate, I don't really want to live in England, like full stop. So I'm not really that bothered where I live. I mean, I feel like for career wise, you sort of have to go London.
That's
like,
the annoying thing, right? I don't want to come down there and it'd be a lot better if there was sort of offices and availability in Manchester and stuff, but it's just not there at the moment. So that sort of contributes to every successful person has to go down to London, which is a bit annoying, but it's the way it is, isn't it? But I suppose that's every country, bro. Every capital city's got to have this thing in it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, where is it in? It's like Silicon Valley. Like, you have to, if you're in tech, you have to go there. No, to be honest, go on.
Yeah, it's just different things, mate. I think, but especially with this, it's a good point you raised about the tiers. I think that's caused more of a sort of north/south divide than it has been for a long time. Obviously, North traditional Labour anyway, and South's more conservative voters and stuff like that. So there's a lot more sort of division than I've seen in a long time, which I think is interesting, man. Because you've got stuff like in Barcelona where they have like the Catalan districts and sort of that they want to create like their own. Like countries to a certain extent. I'd be interested to see in years go like if the North tried to do something like that or something.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? You could get your own Vatican. You could get like the Vatican, be your own country.
Me, the Pope.
Get someone to be the Pope.
Free Bud Lights for everyone, boys.
I'd like, God, we'll leave that one for another one. We're gonna get smoked for that.
It's easy to drink beer, bro.
Oh no, we're not getting. That is a whole different topic.
All I'm going to say on that topic is America's #1 for a reason.
Oh, leave off, mate. Anyway, yeah, Americans also get Smirnoff Ice at like 21 and think it's like the biggest big deal of their life.
You, mate.
Leave off, you weapon. Right, let's call it, because we're getting off topic.
Yeah, North is better, right?
No.
Do you genuinely believe the South's better?
Well, yeah, because I haven't.
Right, go on, give me right. Before we go, give me 3 reasons that's better. Money. It costs more to live down there, though.
Yeah, but you get paid more.
Right, I feel like it offsets the higher living.
Anyway, I'd argue. Well, from my experience, there's more things to do in London. I'd say there's more non-alcohol things to do in London as well. And then it's just got better like facilities and that.
Better facilities and that, right? You can absolutely fuck off, mate.
You ain't got the facilities.
The reasoning for why the South is better is because you've got big towers in London with a big clock.
Well, the government.
A big thing that goes round in a circle, and then you've got more toilets, right?
Right, you done?
Yeah.
Good. Right, I think next week we're either going to do lockdown or sports. We'll put a poll up.
Exactly that, yeah. And shout out Ellie as well. I know you did it earlier, but she's smashing it with the social media market. Every time I go onto my Instagram, mate, I've been mentioned in another story. So keep it up, Els.
Great from that. But no, like if like I said, look, if people have enjoyed it, please like leave a review because apparently that is like crucial to getting more viewers or listeners, I guess.
On Spotify.
Yeah, like just leave a review. I mean, if you haven't, then tell us why. We'll try and make it a bit better. No promises. But no, I think, we'll just leave it there. I think we're working on like outro and intro music, so that might be in next week. If anyone's got bars and wants to promote themselves, let us know.
Me and you beatboxing.
No, but look, we'll call it a day, and then like I said, we'll leave a poll up, and then next week we'll either do sports or lockdown. And to get a bit more of excitement, we've got a couple guests lined up, which will be good.
Excited for that.
Yeah, so am I, actually.
Mate, so are the listeners, mate, just so they don't have to hear me and you.
Yeah. Episode 2, everyone's like, oh god, get it.
Yeah, bro. When are these guests? That's why everyone keeps offering to come on a guest, mate. We think, they got to help us with the podcast. No, they just want to stop hearing us talking shit.
Shock. But yeah, look, we'll just leave it there. I mean, have we got like an outro, or are we just gonna say like thanks for listening?
Yeah, exactly that. If anyone's actually made it this far into the podcast, no idea how long this is. I think it's around 40 minutes, Des. But we do appreciate you listening. And yeah, leave a review. That'd be absolutely boss. Class up the north.
Right.
Bosh.
Well, look, thanks for listening. And then we'll just wait to get on this.
Yeah. Bosh.
Right.